before we get to steamer, we got the, oh, it's a different oval. Yeah. I printed an oval on campus on a plotter for this whole thing, but I also snuck onto that paper halves for this ellipse. Alright, I'm going to cut the camera and we'll film Sliver. Sliver. We've already seen and shown the understanding board called Beam. This one precedes Beam, and it's made with some PVC, just like Cinco, the PVC foam board that you would put on the side of a house, but it's 3/4 inch thick, so it's not just like paneling. It's kind of a PVC foam lumber. And then you can also get sheets of 1/8 inch polyethylene, low density, at the same hardware store. So because PVC, it mars when you scrape it, and it can crack a little more readily. This PVC board has polyethylene skin on it, all clamped down, and then 2 foot straps. This is a goofy foot stance. Yeah, there's the toes, which is what I've always stood in. With Beam, I switched away from the goofy foot and went with a staggered forward stance. So you get to see goofy foot here. I don't like the sideways stance on either of these understanders because you can't keep your spine twisted and paddle forward. Let's see. So if that's how much I have to twist every stroke, and the board keeps wanting to spin under you because there's nothing really holding it back. So I think that staggered forward is so far working out. I was getting on Beam. It was harder to do than the goofy foot. This is actually not that difficult, although it's probably set for booty. They go on easy though. Maybe I'll do that later. Do this one. Oh, shorts. And life jacket. Oh, I'll make it hard to breathe. I did just have some pizza. Less than an hour before this. Normally I wear booties, so I can really squeeze into these a lot better. Whew. Sliver. I might not, maybe I will, but it shouldn't be as rad up diet as the Beam. You're just kind of a little bit up belly. Alright, now because the length Sliver is quite a bit less than Beam. That was 6 feet versus about 3 feet. But I cut Beam down. It may be 5 feet, but you still feel that long end anytime you're flipping beams around that particular axis. This thing might actually be a better board. I'm going to flip the stance on it over to staggered forward. There's less board to catch any downward current, but mystery moves on these things are not necessarily the same as in a squirt kayak, because you so easily are led by current. This thing at our local spot just sank, and it felt like you were going 12 feet deep. Maybe not that deep, because however, where your ears start to notice it, but they're not getting blown out. So it could have just been 10 feet, but the river is so chocolatey that you feel like you just entered the abyss. And then you're just kind of floating this way until you give up and start crawling your way back to the light. And that was also without a life jacket, I think. So hard to say, I can't remember. We videoed some of it, but anyways. Now, watch as I try to paddle forward. I mean, you basically only go wherever your hands swim you. So if I try to hold the board like that, it works in a pool. Oh, and it works because this is a shorter board. But on the beam, once the front end of the beam started to catch an angle, you're toast. Alright. See, this thing is like standing on a dime. I made it, longer than a circle, more elliptical than a circle, because you do want to have a wide stance, but you don't want the whole, don't really need, it'd be fine to make a circle shape, but it's not something I've been going for. And it's an really easy thing to cut. So eventually that will happen. But let's see, rolling or cartwheeling or screw rolling. Let's do that. So the board has become irrelevant, even compared to the beam. This thing does not get in your way when you need to correct your body attitude. I will show you a good stroke that I learned on this one. This one is not great, but it does get the board out of the water. And I think I mentioned on Loon that, we were doing a lot of breaststroking to get back up the eddy. So you do need that. But this is also a cool stroke on Sliver. And you can only really do it with the sideways stance. Wait, that. Pull it under. Push. Pull it under. So, it's actually not a bad stroke. You got plenty of air to breathe. But it's not great. But it might beat doing a deep breaststroke where it's harder to breathe, especially in splashy water. Very easy. So, swimming up the eddy, either way, and then save the stance until you're right near the eddy line, about to start, because it's more relaxing. Hard to say. If you're standing straight up on the board, it's pretty relaxing too. I guess the key is that I'm wearing a life jacket. So yeah, you can do a flip, but it's just a normal swim flip. Maybe a little slice to it there helped, but not that great a trick. So this is mainly for when you swim up to the top of the eddy or seam, and you get that little bit of, it's like a 12 inches, yeah, maybe 9 inches of a bow or stern to catch, and you kind of, you know, adjust for it, and it will definitely, if the eddy line or the vortex is strong enough, it'll pull you down like a pair of concrete blocks. But this material is like a 0.6. The PVC is 0.6, and the polyethylene's like 0.95 G per cc. So they both float. So they're not really pulling you down, it's just the current pushing you down. But that's about all I got to show on this. Again, you're mostly vertical when you start this thing, but if you find a good vortex, it'd be really cool to be able to start changing your orientation so that you're doing these long figure 8 Mobius, no, more like figure 8 loops. Okay, take the life jacket off and do steamer. Now you can't even see. My knees are up to my hips here. If I were to put them straight down under me, I'd be even just a little bit deeper. So good to wear a life jacket on this as well. Yeah, this is chin deep, and I've got my knees out in front. See how I rise a little bit. Well, that's at the end. That was the board. But anyways. Again, I'd be wearing a shoe that doesn't catch the Velcro as easily. It didn't take that much to pull that off. It was a demonstration of being stuck.